Welcome to the demonstration video of JV2CS, a statistical migration tool from API usages in Java to C# in modern software development. Software vendors often want to develop a software product for multiple operating platforms and environments in different languages. Different languages require different API from different libraries and frameworks. To help the process of code migration, we introduced J2VS tool to migrate API usages using statistical learning via distributed vector representation. Imagine you need to translate from a Java program. With JV2CS website, you can input the source code in this text box. Firstly, our tool will generate sequence of API in Java. Secondly, the translated sequence of C# is generated. Based on this, people may want to add some parameters to get the full translated source code in C#. Here is the first example. Look at the first example. You can see that the corresponding Java API are translated properly. For X, hashmap is translated to dictionary. File writer append is translated to stream writer writeline. Interestingly, look at the order of file writer append and hashmap. So file writer append is before hashmap get, and the C# translate order is correctly because the user want to use the hashmap get as the parameter of file writer append. However, in the translated C# code, the try get value is written first before the value is passed on the stream writer writeline. And finally, you can see that J2VCS is able to migrate long Java JDK usage to C# in which the two usages have different length. Let's look at the second example. In this example, the user wants to copy one file from one location to another location. He used file input stream object to read the content of the file to sequence of bytes, and used file output stream object to write sequence of bytes to a new file. User can input the Java source code to the website. The sequence of API in Java and translated sequence of API in C# is showed in the output. You can see that in the example, the length of API sequence of Java and C# are different. Interestingly, in Java to construct file input stream, we only need string as the parameter. However, in C#, we need string and file mode. Open object as parameter of a stream reader. They are included in the translated C# sequence. In other words, the tool correctly migrated one API element into two API elements. Let's look at how J2VCS work. Our key insight is, we characterize API by their usages instead of API names and derive API pairs based on the relations between them. For example, with hashmap, key set, the surrounding API or hashmap put. File write append, we use Word2Vec to build vectors for Java API by training the Word2Vec model in a large Java corpus. The vector representations for C# API are built in the same way by training on a C# code corpus. After building vectors for Java API and C# API, we used a small set of single API mappings to train a linear transformation matrix between two vector spaces. Then, for each given Java API, we used the transformation matrix to derive the mapping, and then used the derived mappings to produce the corresponding API sequence in C# via a phrase-based translation method.